Viruses in the pandemic, those who are consciously living in 2020 will long be able to recount their personal experiences with the coronavirus pandemic. However, while it was devastating in many ways, it did not bring about the end of the world. Other infamous pandemics include the Spanish flu, which infected 500 million people and killed 50 million between 1918 and 1920. HIV, the unstoppable force of the 1980s that still torments humanity. And of course, the 14th century plague that killed nearly half of Europe. The Black Death killed 75 million people in Europe and Asia in just 4 months. At the time, the world population was estimated at 450 million. If something like this happens not again but once again, and we can't find a way to stop or control the invasion, humanity could still be wiped out. After all, scientists estimate that there are 800 million viruses on Earth per square meter. Who knows what kind of threat they pose? Superviruses, mysterious strains that have strengthened over time and become resistant to antiviral drugs, are also a problem. Scientists believe that because of superbacteria and superviruses, diseases that humans have already defeated could arise again. What's more, thanks to global warming and melting ice caps, researchers have found DNA from a giant Siberian virus more than 40,000 years old. If the old viruses break free, humanity faces a terrible end. Asteroids. The collision of a large asteroid or comet with Earth can cause an explosion more powerful than all the nuclear bombs on the planet combined. Such a collision is believed to be what led to the extinction of all land dinosaurs 66 million years ago. The asteroid could have been about 10-15 kilometers in diameter, which means its collision with Earth released 100,000 megatons of energy in TNT equivalent, which is more than 1 billion times the energy of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In 2018, a 100-meter space rock came out of nowhere and nearly hit the Earth's surface. In 2013, a meteorite explosion over central Russia affected 400 people. Then, a downpour of burning rocks hit 6 cities. According to NASA estimates, now there are 788 asteroids and meteorites near the Earth. In addition, 136 comets can crash into our planet at any moment. So a big rock from space could very well pass through our atmosphere, potentially disintegrating into smaller superdestructive pieces, thus causing our own localized Big Bang. Robot uprising. Another scenario related to technology is when it tries to kill us, its creators, because of a major failure or too much success. Stories like this speak quite clearly to our fear that technology is getting smarter and smarter, which means it will be able to outsmart us very soon. It's not even so much a fear of artificial intelligence in real life, but rather an awkward attempt to come to terms with the fact that we seem to have just learned how to program. And our smartwatches are already trying to tell us what to do and when to do it. Smart systems and speakers already control many aspects of our lives. But what if they become evil? Feelings of dependency and helplessness can easily turn into paranoia. Atomic holocaust. This is a horrific theoretical scenario in which the explosion of nuclear weapons causes widespread destruction and radioactive fallout, destroying our civilization and rendering part or all of the Earth uninhabitable. Nuclear war and its aftermath would have catastrophic consequences: fires, nuclear winter, radiation sickness, so that even those who managed to survive would suffer. Electromagnetic pulses could also cause the temporary loss of most modern technology. Today, 9 countries possess a total of 13,160 nuclear warheads, with Russia and the United States having 92% of that stockpile. But the atomic holocaust can be categorized under the broader category of war that kills almost everyone. The weapons of mass destruction used in such a war are often nuclear, but can also be biological, chemical, seismic, or even more unusual. The point of this kind of apocalypse, however, is usually not so much that humanity has reached a level of near self-destruction, but rather how short-sighted people can be. Zombie apocalypse. Although the appearance of the actual living dead seems something of an impossibility, this end-of-the-world motif is one of the most common in culture. The appearance of zombies, according to the speculation of those who believe in this possibility, could be caused by accidental contamination with pathogens and viruses, and, more broadly, biological weapons. as well as by secret military experiments or mysterious cosmic rays. The options are many, and in this sense, the zombie apocalypse scenario overlaps with some others, so it can be singled out both as a separate category and as a concomitant problem of some other end of the world. Incidentally, there are diseases that resemble zombie behavior, such as rabies and African trypanosomiasis, or sleeping sickness. And although there have long been ways to treat such ailments, how to know? Suddenly, some new ineradicable mutation of an already existing disease will lead to the emergence of creatures that value in others their brains more than anything else. Experts estimate that a zombie uprising would reduce the world's population to 273 in just 100 days. Interestingly, zombies can essentially be a simple metaphor for anything, but most often they represent the working and lower classes or immigrants, playing on the fear of an uprising of strangers against their own. Overpopulation. Renowned astrophysicist Stephen Hawking has repeatedly stated that overpopulation could potentially lead to the death of the planet. As of March 2024, the population of the planet is estimated at 8.1 billion people. The UN estimates that it will grow to 12.4 billion by 2100. For comparison, in 1350, the Earth's population was about 370 million people. According to Hawking, humanity's only hope is to colonize other worlds. "I am convinced that humans must leave Earth," Hawking said. "The Earth is becoming too small for us. Our physical resources are being depleted at an appalling rate. When we've had a crisis like this before in our history, we've usually found something to colonize. That's what Columbus did in 1492 when he discovered the New World. But now there is no New World. We're running out of space." Alien invasion. There are many novels and movies in which aliens invade our home planet and try to drive humans off of it. Some of these fictional stories are considered allegories of protest against military hegemony. But if you believe in aliens, the likelihood of them descending upon us and destroying everything in the world is still pretty slim. Even if we think otherwise, we actually know very little about the Moon and Mars close to us. Just think of the other planets in the night sky and the creatures that might inhabit them. Science is still light years away from unraveling these mysteries, and one day massive spaceships may appear in the sky. When ferocious aliens descend from them to Earth, humans won't stand a chance against their advanced weaponry. However, even if we don't rule out the possibility that we are indeed not alone in the universe, there is a big difference between discovering life on other planets and aliens conquering them. The sun's demise. Even if we avoid all of the above scenarios, one day, in 4 or 5 billion years, our sun will run out of fuel. However, life on Earth will probably cease long before that. As the sun dies, it will get hotter and hotter, and global temperatures will rise so high that our oceans will begin to evaporate. Eventually, in 1.5 billion years, the surface of our planet will probably become uninhabitable, Aguilar says. After that, the sun will turn into a red giant, consuming Mercury, Venus, and possibly Earth.